Oh, this is like a horror scene, bro. She's gonna look around. She's gonna know.
She's gonna see. What's in the head?
Oh my goodness.
Don't turn around. Oh my God, is he gonna be like right in front of her?
Yep. She's done. She's dead.
Oh, she's dead already. I need to know about the diary. Don't die it. Oh, there it is. Oh, he screamed.
Oh, he screamed like that.
Run!
I think he's bad.
Run!
Oh, no. Oh.
Wow, guys, we need to talk about this immediately.
Yeah.
Rob, Chris and Rob here, Jersey Comic Crew. We need to talk about if Adebayo is going to live or die. Is Clemson Mern going to kill her in the streets, in the rain, like a common criminal, Rob?
I want as much as fun as it would one more time. As fun as it would be to say yes, he's gonna rip her apart, kill her on the screen, and we're like, oh my God, I can't believe he did that. That's not what's gonna happen, ladies and gentlemen. It ended on the cliffhanger. He's gonna be like, listen, I know what you saw, but we're cool. The butterfly and me, we're friends. This is where we're gonna find out that I was right. That the butterfly is Team Suicide Squad, and he's going rogue against it. That's my thing. He's gonna be like, listen, I know you see some crazy stuff. You have to believe me. Here, there's a gun here. If you don't believe me, but let me tell you everything. And I think this next episode is where we're gonna get the reveal of everything that's going on. The real truth behind the butterflies is going to come out next episode. What Clemson Mern is going to do is going to come out. I don't think he kills Adebayo. I don't think Adebayo kills him. I think this is where we start getting the meeting of the minds.
I think this is an episode where you and I agree 100%.
Yeah.
And I think there's no way she dies, right? She's too important. She's Amanda Waller's daughter.
Yeah.
There's the whole situation with the diary that I have to know about. And there's this now kind of thought process of like, hey, he knocked the gun out of her hand. He's standing over her, but it didn't seem like he was going after her neck or going to hit her. I think he is not necessarily bad just because he's a butterfly. True. I think there's going to be a differentiation of thinking, of processing. I think, to be honest, I think the butterflies aren't necessarily bad. I think they're just trying to survive.
Not all butterflies are bad.
Not all butterflies are bad.
I think that's going to be it. You can't generalize. I think the whole show's like, you can't generalize.
We need an acceptance of butterflies, people.
Yes.
I think the main point of the butterflies, which we're going to start finding out, right? James Gunn's really good at deep cutting that stuff, where they're just looking to survive. They have one food source, right? That's their mode of survival. They will fight to keep it. But I think the overall kind of story will be either they are trying to get home, kind of like what he did with Starro in the Suicide Squad, or it's like, hey, we were brought here against our will, or here's all the information about Argus that they're not telling you, right? Because I don't, again,
make Argus the bad guy.
The butterfly that's in Clemson Mern's head still has the Clemson Mern knowledge, so far as we know, right? Still has his past experiences, stuff like that. If Amanda Waller doesn't know he's a butterfly, she's probably briefing him on this and this and this for this mission, right? So he could still know. I don't think she's going to die at all. I think that's what's going to happen. It's going to be more of an information. We're finally going to find out a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
Where the butterflies possibly come from, what they're doing here, why they're here, all that kind of stuff.
I like the theory that they're just trying to survive, right? And then that made me started the gears start turning. I'm like, okay, what if the butterflies like are taking these people as willing hosts, and they come to you like, hey, you could join us, like a homeless man on the street. Like, hey, you don't have anything. This butterfly can live in you. We can give you a lot of money. We just need to start building stuff so that we can live on our own, kind of deal. I can see that. And then like celebrities and politicians are doing it. Like, okay, what would be the reason behind it? Okay, you perform better because obviously you get super strength, right? And you get enhanced abilities. And it's like, oh,
you get a large phallic mouth thing.
Yeah. Oh no, the phallic thing. Let's keep under wraps.
That's one they don't talk about in the brochure.
They don't. But the butterfly's like, hey, listen, I'm gonna make sure you perform amazingly in your basketball game, your football game. You just have to like help me get food and stuff like that so we can secure this. Hey, rich politician, you're greedy and corrupt. We're gonna give you lots of money. You just make sure the supply chain is here so we can live and secure ourselves. The only caveat I have with that, it kind of leads them to being like, oh, they're quote unquote benevolent. They're trying to sell that. They're like, hey, we just want to own peace in the world. We'll take all the unwanted. They could be our hosts and we can make sure we keep living. And we'll just take a section of the world are hidden and nobody needs to know it. But too often than not, it starts with that, and then corruption leads to more corruption. They're like, all right, now we're just gonna take over the human race. It's all gonna be us. They're idiots. We took over the greedy people and the selfish, and now we can expand to poor little grandma and Grandpa Joe.
Maybe. I mean, that's a lot to decipher.
That's why it might be.
Went from politicians to Grandpa Joe.
Poor Grandpa Joe's gonna get got.
I think part of what you're saying has some definite possibility to it, and that's the part of like the butterflies that are already infecting people are probably trying to recruit more, right? They're trying to save their race in some form, whether it's through the food source, whether it's through, having symbiotic relationships and hosts to expand more, to help the hive possibly, or the queen possibly. And I think that could be like just luring people into like, almost like Squid Game, right? Hey, I got an opportunity for you. And then it's just you get attacked by a butterfly. I don't think butterflies by themselves have like, a way to talk, some type of talking ability.
Oh, maybe not. No.
Because we've seen Peacemaker, right? The one in the jar kind of makes like squeaks and stuff, but it doesn't really do anything else. So I don't think they're just communicating on their own to people, right? As like, oh my God, this bug is talking to me. I think it's a host coming to them and then luring them to be taken over.
So one thing that this show brought up, and I didn't mention it in our review and reaction, just thought of it now. They were talking about like these insects going to any living thing, right? And they went into the gorilla, that we saw die. Rest in peace, gorilla.
Not Grodd.
Not Harambe. Different gorilla.
It was Charlie.
That was his name? Charlie?
Yeah, it was Charlie. Because remember the Peacemaker shoots the dude.
Oh, you're right.
And he's like, "Oh, they're with Charlie now." I'm like, "Who the hell's Charlie?"
Getting back to my point, what do you think that, let's say Eagly gets wounded, and the only way he can survive is that butterfly in the jar goes in there, gives him healing, and now he has like this crazy super alien bird thing. Do you think we're going to get the butterfly in Eagly as a best friend and they're all going to hang out?
I don't.
I don't think so
Eagly is such a great kind of like the heart character of this show, right? Like out of all the characters with like just the pure heart, it's the CGI eagle that I want to see in every episode, even if he's bringing us dead squirrels, right? Like that's what I want to see. I don't think that's going to happen. I think there's a possibility of other DC characters showing up. There's a lot of different animal style characters in the comics. Top of the head, obviously Grodd, we just saw. Cheetah, we just saw in Wonder Woman last year. I don't think she's going to show up, but there's a lot of different types of characters. DC has aliens all over the place. They have, weird kind of animalistic creatures in their lore of comics. It's totally possible James Gunn could grab a deep cut one and say, yeah, they've infested this, or they've infested, or they go to another place where they're trying to take them down and there's a crazy strong rabid dog that has one in its head, right?
Oh,
like who knows? It could be anything, or like, a bull. Who knows? But that's totally a possibility. And the thought there, I like what you mentioned, because that's kind of a throwaway line.
Yeah.
Right? And the throwaway joke of like vigilantes, like, what about a Chihuahua? Wouldn't it be great? And it doesn't make sense. But like, is that going to be something kind of like his chainsaw line, where it's a joke, but then it comes back to play later on? Is that also going to be something like that?
Getting back to the heart of the issue, guys, what is Adebayo's fight in Peacemaker after the reveal of Cleansing Myrrh? We think they're going to be fine. We're going to have a conversation. We're going to find out the truth of the butterflies. But more importantly, we want to hear your thoughts down in the comments below. What do you guys think is going to happen to Adebayo in the very next episode of Peacemaker?
And guys, give us a thumbs up, like, it really helps the channel out a lot. If you're new, subscribe and turn on notifications. We got more Peacemaker coming your way. And of course, we are here for every single episode. And if you missed any, make sure to check it out right here on the channel. And as always, I'm Chris Heller. That's Rob Moran. We are the Jersey Comic Crew, and we will see you next time.